This Karmann Ghia RS is the only one of its kind. It's part Volkswagen, part Porsche, and a lot of fun to drive. Jochen took the sporty body of a 1970 Karmann Ghia and pumped it full of Porsche technology. The result was a hybrid that's second to none. Bader tells us that he got the 6-cylinder engine for cheap. It had power to spare, was intact and durable, so he thought he'd build a car around it. He knew the motor wouldn't fit into a VW Beetle, but then he thought of a Karmann and realized it'd be a perfect fit.
Would you like to go for a ride?
I'll get my hat.
That chance is the Karmann Ghia.
Originally, the Karmann Ghia was a tame little coupe with a 50-horsepower engine. In its original condition, it wasn't suited to life in the fast lane. Still, in the 1960s, the little Volkswagen proved a hit with women.
Only two.
But after Jochen finished pimping it, the tame little Ghia went wild. Now his 4-decade-old VW delivers the performance of a modern Porsche. The 321 horsepower, 3.6-liter cc engine can propel the car to a top speed of more than 300 kilometers an hour. The Ghia had good aerodynamics from the start. Now even modern-day sports cars have to make way for Bader's Karmann Ghia RS. He's used to the stunt looks. Bader says even when he overtakes a Porsche or a Daimler, the drivers are enthused and get a laugh out of it. The feedback's all positive. People give him the thumbs up and tell him it's cool that a car like this can go so fast. The mechanical design engineer spent 4 years creating his Karmann Ghia hybrid, but he couldn't have done it without the assistance of Stefan Dettling and Andreas Körler, 2 automotive engineering students. They helped him with the chassis, the brakes, and the aerodynamics, and even wrote theses on the car. The VW Beetle platform has often proved a good basis for modifications or reconstructions, and the Karmann Ghia, which was produced from 1956 to 1974, also employed Volkswagen technology. While it looked sporty, the series production 2+2-seater was hardly a speed demon. Its engine produced just 50 horsepower, at best, and the Ghia couldn't go over 150 kilometers an hour. Still, the model proved a hit. Over 400,000 rolled off the assembly lines at Karmann's factory in Osnabrück before its successor, the Scirocco, went into production in 1974. With the exception of the 18-inch wheels, Jochen Bader's Ghia looks pretty much the same as the series production model, though on closer inspection you can see the steel roll cage through the rear window. Otherwise, Jochen Bader has remained true to his motto: why draw attention to yourself unnecessarily? The most flamboyant part of the car is found under the hood, an air-cooled 6-cylinder boxer engine from the Porsche 993. After undergoing various modifications, the 3.6-liter motor produces a whopping 321 horsepower, and that distinctive Porsche sound too. The interior is very minimalist. Jochen Bader has integrated a tube frame into the Karmann body to improve stability and safety. This framework supports all of the Porsche technology. Hidden underneath the VW body are the front and rear axles of a Porsche 944 Turbo. The car has cost him plenty of money and sleepless nights, but for Jochen Bader, it was all worth the effort. He says for as long as he can remember, people have dreamed of being the wolf in sheep's clothing. It started in the 70s with the Beetle. But it's harder with a new generation of cars, like the Golf, which are already fast. He feels it's boring just to make them go faster. No one gives a hoot about that. But take a 40-year-old car like this, which no one thinks can do over 100 kilometers an hour. He says, then it's something when you're doing 200 clicks and then shift into fifth gear, knowing you still have a sixth. Jochen Bader shows us just what the car can do on a stretch of road that's been blocked off. He loves to push the car to its limits and doesn't much care what purists think of his Porsche-powered creation. His Karmann Ghia RS is a one-of-a-kind creation that runs circles around the rest.